Hey, what's up, guys? It's Matt Modi with OddsJam. And what we're going to do in this video, we're just going to bet some MLB player props. So specifically on my player prop bets yesterday, I went 1 and 2. Was able to profit. I went one and two. Yeah, sorry, I went 1 and 2. Was down $66 because my big bet lost, unfortunately. Today, I have two more bets for you that I think are good. I am testing out a new betting strategy. One day into it, not necessarily great, down $93 from yesterday alone, but I'm not letting one bad day disrupt my entire betting strategy. So I'm going to keep moving forward and seeing how it goes. So specifically for the player props, what I'm looking at here is anything that is 35 cents and below in market width, and anything that is 4% above in positive expected value. The market width, what you see here, is just a way to determine confidence in a line. Lower numbers here on this last column equals more confidence. The way it works is these OddsJam lines you see here are pulled from the most accurate bookmaker in the world. They accept the most sharp action, so they generally have the most profitable betting market. The tightest market, the most efficient betting market. And the lower the numbers of this market width equals more confidence equals a tighter market. So that's why for player props, we look at anything 35 and below. And then the EV percent 4 and above is just a kind of a way to eliminate variance. Player props, obviously, because they're not game props, they're not spreads, totals, money lines, have a little bit of a wider variance. So a way to kind of combat that is just to limit the EV percent that you look at. So right off the bat, we see a ton of player props, but a lot of them are outside of the market width, which is okay, but we did find one here on Vidal Bruhan under 0.5 total bases. So basically, he can get walked, he can get hit, he can reach by error, but he cannot have one hit, or else this bet will lose. So just to look at the math behind it, then I will look at the reasons why I like it for actual sports baseball reasons. Number one, so the OddsJam line, again, which is the sharpest line in the world, comes from, has this priced at minus 105. With the VIG removed, and the VIG is essentially just the juice that sportsbooks price odds themselves. It's how they make their money. They don't charge a transaction fee for actually placing a bet. Instead, they just juice up the odds on both sides. So that way, in hopes that they will have equal payout, no matter what the outcome is, they'll have equal payouts on each side, and they juice up the odds, and then they make their money on that difference. So in order to get an accurate representation of what the OddsJam line has this bet priced at, you need to remove the VIG, which is exactly what this column does here, and it's priced at plus 109. So that gap between plus 109 and plus 120, A is what has positive expected value, and B gives us a profit margin of roughly 5.34%. And that's what this percent means. You can essentially view it as your profit margin. The wider the gap between the OddsJam no VIG line and the odds that you're betting it at, the higher the percent is going to be, which means the more the profit margin is going to be. So for baseball reasons, there are two reasons, why I like this. Number one, this guy, Vidal, he's going up against a pretty good pitcher in Jordan Montgomery. 2.72 ERA, 56 strikeouts, left-handed pitcher. Really good pitcher for the Yankees. And then if you look at his stats, which I did just look up, he hasn't had a hit in the last two games. He was walked once, but he struck out 3 times. And his average for the season is only .162, which is really bad. So for batter props, I put a little bit more emphasis in immediate trends because I feel like batting is so mental that you want to fade a guy that's on a cold streak and you want to back a guy that's on a hot streak. So in this case, check. Everything adds up. The pitching matchup, he's not a good hitter in general, and he's having a cold streak, so checks all the boxes. So in terms of unit sizing, I just go off the Kelly calculator, but I use 0.5 for player props because, again, wider variance, I don't put as much money on it. So in this case, this was a $55 bet for me. So what I'm going to do now, I've actually already locked this in on DraftKings. I have a weird location issue where I am right on the border of Virginia and DC. So this is where I'm located, the house I'm in, but my physical desk location is right on the edge of the border. See, so my location doesn't work. But if I go to my bedroom, it's a little bit farther away from the border, and I am able to get that bet in. So if you look at my bets, you see that I have this one locked in. The exact odds, $55, plus 120 odds, Vidal Bruhan under 0.5 total bases. So basically, he can't get a hit at all. And this is going to be my first bet. So now let me just add it to my bet tracker. So it was bases. I put $55 on it at plus 120 odds. And the profit margin percent, basically what I'm doing here now is I'm adding it to this tracker so I can update you guys every day. But number two, what I like to do, and I just started doing this, is calculate the expected profit of in terms of for this specific bet. And the way you can do that is just by multiplying the percent, the profit margin percent, by the actual dollar figure of your bet. So this one was 5.34%. 5.34. I put 55. Whoops. So now all you need to do, I just have a formula. You drag it down. It's $55 times 5.34% puts my expected profit margin on this one, roughly $3. Not breaking the bank here, but you just want to see these profits compound upon each other, and hopefully over time my net profit will start to equal my expected profit as I have a little bit more success. But this is going to be my first bet. So now I just need to add this to my bet tracker. I put $55 on it. Click save, and we are good to go. This OddsJam bet tracker is something that is completely free to use. It's really cool. It's a helpful tool. It helps, obviously does exactly what it sounds like. It tracks all your bets, and it gives you all the insights and analytics you need regarding your bets, which is really helpful just to understand whether you're profitable or not, where you are profitable, where you're not, and all that good stuff. So the next player prop that I had, so this first one, remember, it was Vidal under 0.5 total basis. So this next one I had, it was above 4% when I placed it. It went right down to 3.97, but it's close enough, so I'm still going to add it to my bet tracker. I'm still going to add it to my plays. It's just this Justin Upton under 0.5 total basis. So same exact logic here. He can't get a hit, but he can get walked. He can get hit by pitch, all that stuff. So the odds on this one that I betted at on DraftKings are at plus 125 odds. The OddsJam line prices this at plus 102, and with the VIG removed, it's priced at plus 116. So the market with here is only 34 cents, which is good to go in my book, under 35, which equates to a profit margin of roughly 3.97%. So again, I want to go check out the pitching matchup. So it's Seattle versus Oakland, and as you can tell, again, two pretty good pitchers. Justin Upton going up against Paul Blackburn. 2.26 ERA is a tough pitching matchup for Justin Upton. And then again, if you look at Justin Upton stats, you see someone who's batting 133. Now this one, he did get 2 hits in 2 games in a row, so it kind of goes against my previous one, but he's only batting 133, and he went hitless prior to that. He's only 5 for 15 on the year. Granted, 2 of those 5 came in the last 2 games, but I'm willing to bet that specifically is a mirage, and he's not actually, he hasn't been a good hitter for a long time, as you can tell by his average. I mean, he hasn't averaged above 250 since 2019. So this is another one that I like betting on, and as you can tell, I already locked this one in as well. This one was a $40 play for me, so I put this to 0.5. Round this up to $40, so roughly 1.6%, 1.6 units, and locked in on DraftKings already. Justin Upton under 0.5 total bases, $40 at plus 125 odds. The profit margin on this one is roughly 3.97%. So now I will add it to my my tracker here, and then I will go ahead and get on out of here because these will be my only 2 plays. So again, I drag this down. Gives me a profit margin of roughly $1.60 on this specific play. And these are my 2 bets. So 2 unders. Again, I need to add this one to my bet tracker. I put $40 on it. Click save, and we are good to go there. So if you're tailing these, I would love to hear it. Sorry for the rough day yesterday. Hoping for a little bit better today, obviously. You can hit me up at my Twitter handle that is flashed on the screen here, Modi_Matt. Other than that, I would appreciate if you could like the video and then subscribe to the OddsJam YouTube channel. But that is all I got for you. So happy betting, happy watching, and good luck.